Aaron Rodgers just appeared on the Pat McAfee show and gave us all the insight we need to know about his future in the NFL and potentially his agreement with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So in this video, I'm going to cover everything that Aaron Rodgers said to us, and I'm going to start in order. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, Aaron Rodgers started off by saying that he's in Malibu right now, and he decided to come on this live to address all the BS rumors and set things straight, and that he's living a quiet life at this point in his life. Aaron Rodgers says that he has a lot of things since January that has taken his attention away from football, but that he has had a lot of great conversations with a lot of teams, one of which was not the Jets. Says he does not have leaks in his camp, and he told all the teams it's not about the money. Said he would even play for $10 million and has no demands for a multi-year contract. He then went on to say that he's not holding teams hostage and that he's been very upfront with teams from the start. Says retirement is still even an option at this point in his life. Aaron Rodgers, he also addressed the Big Ben statement, saying that he might be holding up and waiting around for the Vikings job to reopen, but he says that is not true. So he says at this point in his life, I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. So yeah, retirement's a possibility. Aaron Rodgers then went on later to say that he flew into a different airport on a trip to Pittsburgh when he visited to try to duck in using a Malibu rental car. He said somebody must have saw him inside the building and thus leaked it to the media. Aaron Rodgers talked about his respect for Mike Tomlin, Arthur Smith, and even QB coach Tom Arth. He says that Tom Arth didn't even know he was coming in for a meeting until that morning. He had not seen Arth in many, many years. So basically, the interview and the process of meeting with the Steelers was on the low. The next thing Aaron Rodgers told Pat McAfee was that he hasn't owed anyone a decision at a certain time or a certain deadline. Said there's been no deadline set from the Steelers and still has communication with Mike Tomlin. So, next thing Aaron Rodgers was asked about was basically his throwing session with DK Metcalf, and the report coming out that the Steelers were interested, and right away he goes and has a little practice with DK. Why did he do that? Well, Aaron Rodgers talked about his workout, and he said that DK is a great dude and loves football, isn't sure if the videographer who might be part of DK's crew maybe released that without permission, essentially said he was fine if DK gave permission to release it. He says that DK Metcalf said yes sir and no sir to him was very respectful, and Rodgers called DK a specimen. Aaron Rodgers reiterates he's not holding anyone hostage and that he's just going through a lot in his personal life, and he's just proceeding with that as of right now. So he says that he was basically just doing his due diligence with the training with DK Metcalf. Now, before I get more into what he said about some other stuff, this interview done by Pat McAfee is a good interview because Pat McAfee is a Steelers fan. He's born in Pittsburgh. He's a Pittsburgh guy. So he's going to ask all the questions regarding the Steelers fans and what they want to know. And his specific question for Aaron Rodgers is always talking about him joining the Steelers this offseason. It's not talking about the Vikings. It wasn't talking about the Giants. It wasn't talking about any other team he was interested in. It's all talking about the Steelers. And that means Aaron Rodgers is going to talk more about the Steelers in the interview and have more insight on joining the Steelers. And Aaron Rodgers said that he doesn't think it's fair to the Steelers or anyone to make a decision while he's dealing with a lot off the field. End quote. Meaning that he specifically brought up the Steelers. That means that the Steelers are this top option right now. He didn't name a different team. He named the Steelers. in that quote. So it helps with Pat McAfee doing the interview because he's consistently talking about the Steelers. So Aaron Rodgers brings up that it's not fair to the Steelers right now for him to make a decision at this point in his life. So he says also that the draft won't affect anything when it comes to him and what he's going through. Basically saying that if a team drafts a quarterback, so be it. That's not going to switch his thoughts on playing or not playing this season. So, end quote. We all know that the Steelers are interested in a quarterback. There's other teams around the NFL interested in a quarterback, and that a team can draft a quarterback, and that'll set plans differently. But Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't care about that. He just cares about going through whatever he's going through in his life personally right now, getting through that, and if that leads to retirement, then so be it. If it doesn't, then he'll play football. It's not about money. It's not about added talent to the roster at the quarterback position. It's not about anything at that point related to football at this point in his career. It's about if he actually wants to play or not, and he still has to figure that out. So that's it. That's basically everything Aaron Rodgers talked about in terms of his future in the NFL and potentially join the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now let's break it all down. What does it mean? Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers apparently had an agreement in place with Aaron Rodgers and that they have clearance on him, knowing that he's going to sign with them. That's why they're waiting out on him, and that's why they haven't done anything else at the quarterback spot. That's what we all been told. Well, Aaron Rodgers basically just said that, hey, if I'm going to go to the team, it's probably going to be the Steelers, but I'm not sure if I even want to play. So he's basically admitting that no, there's no deal in place. There may be terms around a contract of what it may look like, but he's not even sure if he's going to play anymore. So how can there be agreement in place? That's basically what we got from that interview. He got that he loves everything about the Steelers organization, but he's not sure if he wants to play. He loves Mike Tomlin. He loves the coaching staff, the DK Metcalf, loves the whole players, loves everything about them, but not sure if he wants to play. That's what we got from this. And also what we got from this was that the draft, if the Pittsburgh Steelers go and get a QB, it won't stop Aaron Rodgers from still signing with the Steelers as well. So the Steelers can still be focused on going out and getting maybe Shedeur Sanders or whatever quarterback they may like in the draft based off all the pre-draft visits they do. And that won't affect what Aaron Rodgers has to do in order to play it this season. So all in all, the Steelers are still waiting. The fans are still waiting to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. And to be honest, we really got no update on if he's actually going to play the season, but at least he told us what's going on. Because everyone's thinking Aaron Rodgers is taking so long because he wants all the attention on himself. He wants all the talk of this offseason on himself. But that's not the reality of the situation. If you really realize Aaron Rodgers, he has been quiet this offseason. Yes, he's done his little interviews on the Pat McAfee show, but there's been no drama surrounding him. He has not come out and said that he wants to play. He has not come out and said that he wants to go to a certain team. He's just having his contract negotiations with, or contract talks, or whatever, having his talks with the teams that he wants to go to. It's not made a big deal by anyone but the media and the fans. He's even tried not getting any attention on him in terms of meeting with the Steelers. He said that that was leaked by someone else. He also said that his throwing session was leaked by a videographer. So he's been trying to play this all on the down low, but things been getting out. And he's not trying to have all the attention on him, is basically what he's trying to say. He's going through stuff in his life at this point, so he'd rather not have all the attention on him. But we got no update on if he's going to play the season, but what we did get update on is basically the Steelers, or his main team, if he is. And that's all we really needed to know. Now the Steelers are still waiting. We're all still waiting. And the draft is here shortly. And let's see if the Steelers go out and make a move in the draft for a quarterback, and then see if they still want Aaron Rodgers. Or if they don't go and get a quarterback, and then they're left with only Aaron Rodgers as an option, other than Mason Rudolph. Because Mason Rudolph is the only capable quarterback they have on their roster right now. They probably still feel comfortable with him, but that's what it is. Anyway, this is your all you need to know update on Aaron Rodgers, everything he said on the Pat McAfee show. And if you like this video and you like this update, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, everything surrounding the team. I've covered it all. I'll continue to cover it all as we head into the draft. Every new player that we get this offseason has been and will be covered with analysis, highlights, everything, your introduction to them. Subscribe, turn notifications, and like this video. And also let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this video about what Aaron Rodgers had to say. What's your thoughts? Do you want him? Do you not want him? And how do you feel about him not making a decision as of right now? Me personally, I feel like they should just let him retire, let him do what he wants to do, and go out and get a quarterback in the draft like Shedeur Sanders. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. And until the next video, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.